along with Nintendo Direct coming out with news about the new 3DS XL, the other, at least to me, the biggest news was about. I'm not shocked by this, but it's disappointing in a way. I'll get into it. Was about Wii games are going to start being sold on the eShop. They'll be sold for $20, and I think for the first week they'll have a promotion that they're half price for $10. It's just disappointing that we are now in sort of the realm where we can't even do backwards compatibility, or at least be happy with it. These companies be happy with it for even the prior generation. I had no problem with them saying we're going to sell GameCube games. That's fine. It's 2 generations ago. Maybe GameCubes are harder to find. I just wish they'd be content. Nintendo, maybe that's naive. It's a business. They'd be content with letting, the prior generation hardware and software be there, because you can play Wii games in a Wii U.
Well, yeah.
So I don't understand why this big push, especially since for a lot of these games you'll be able to find the physical copy for the same amount of price or cheaper. So it's not like they're charging. If they were coming out and saying we're going to charge, say, because you can still buy obviously Wii games new in the store. You can find a lot of these, like Mario Galaxy 2. You can buy fine. So why charge, unless you come out and say we're going to charge you way below the retail? Otherwise, I don't like it.
My larger first of all, like you said, yes, there is backwards compatibility already on the system. 2, I wish a little bit more effort had been put in. The gamepad has motion controls, has all the buttons and joysticks necessary to emulate a Wii remote and nunchuck hookup. And I know some games do rely on like a shake of the nunchuck or a shake of the remote, but I just wish they had found a way. I feel like I'd be more interested if it meant it felt like more of a cohesive part of the system, where I could just sit down and be like, I want to play Mario Galaxy, click it, and I'm playing it with the gamepad. Whereas I don't have to, grab the Wiimote and the nunchuck and play it that way. I realize that there are going to be some games that are going to require both. I don't know. It's like when Microsoft started doing their titles on demand, and they were just charging outrageous prices. All this is preying on is the lazy.
Yes, I was going to say, who's going to be buying this? People that, I'll just spend money on this without realizing they can buy the physical copy. So this is what my problem is this. I mean, Galaxy 2 is more than $20. Yes, that's going to be more than $20. But the original Mario Galaxy is $20 new still. You can find that probably in any store.
Yeah, 15 used. So
Nintendo, you might as well drop the price at least $15 or $10. Don't charge $20 for it. That just seems like bad business to me.
If everyone else wasn't doing it worse, I would agree. But at this point, I think Nintendo's just following suit, and I can't get super mad at Nintendo for doing it. But I don't see this being a service that I'm going to take advantage of very often, if ever. Unless it's just something that was really, really hard to get, and I don't want to, and where the value actually suddenly becomes worthwhile. If they put Xenoblade Chronicles on there or something like that.
I don't think I'll ever be in a position where I will buy a game within the last generation or current generation unless it was a significant value saver to go digital versus buying the physical property, just for many reasons.
Right.
Just because, it's attached to that system. If something happens to that system, or you want to sell it, it's gone. Things like that. Or if it's a game that we don't talk about enough, but a game that requires a server to be on somewhere, and then 10 years from now that server is gone. We don't know what's going to happen to the PS3 and PS4 games.
It's really
10 years from now.
That's starting to pile up too. Like we have games that we have a pile of games at work with a note on it that says "Do not buy, servers down." And it's like it's a pile of like PS3 and I think some 360 games that we are just never to take in again because they're dead, they're useless games.
They're lost games, basically.
Games like well, they're probably not really that big of a deal, but games like Mag or SOCOM Confrontation, like you literally can't do anything with them.
You can put them on, but you can't play them.
They are a dead Blu-ray. They are just a Blu-ray that does nothing anymore.
And we're talking games that are less than 10 years old.
We're talking games that are less than 5, I think, for most of those.
They just said, screw it. We don't think anyone's playing them anymore. So,
yeah, I think Mag came out when one of our last employees was working, and that was no more than 3-4 years ago.
So yeah, once again, the biggest problem. I don't have a problem with buying games on your system or eShop, but just the price point. Give value. Don't say, "Whoa, $10 for the first." No, have it always be $10. You'll sell a hell of a lot more than have them at $20. And then, hey, Nintendo, it's not costing you a damn thing to
Yeah.
produce those. So just lower the price just a little bit. Help us out here.